Hey, 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 what's up, NDC? Welcome to NDC TV Live presents Meet the Candidates. I'm your host, Sharufa Walker, builder, founder, entrepreneur, building dope solutions in Web3. And I'm super excited to be able to bring you guys this exclusive one-on-one with the candidates. 3 houses, 29 candidates. The polls are open right now. I hope you're out there voting because the ecosystem is bubbling. The polls close September 22nd, so get out and vote. Your voice, your vote matters. Today, we got Ilya in the house. Hey, Ilya, how are you?
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
welcome.
to
We're
be
so
here.
excited to have you today. So, Ilya, let's jump right into it. Let the people know, who are you and what brought you to Near?
Um, a long story short, yeah. So,
Short and sweet. Perfect.
um, I have a long form statement on the NDC nomination page, of course. But to make it short, I'm I have been a tech lead for several Web3 ventures for like 6 years already, and I've been involved with projects, mainly V-Self, uh, building on Near, mm, because it's like because of its technological advancements at the time, which still very advanced to this point. And yeah, and before this in my life, I was a computational physicist and did some uh, simulations and published some papers for academia. Yeah, before I turned into like full-blown cypherpunk after introducing blockchain and cryptography in general into my mind. That's a one-way road. And since 2016, I have been involved with startups like Bitfury, uh, the one called Newland. I don't know if it still exists. And then later on, VSelf, which is our vision for the like identity management solution uh, for the future, which is near, of course.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You having that robust background coming from you said forensics, right?
Not specifically. Yeah, actually, I did some forensics when worked at Bitfury. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. And since then, I changed my view on forensics a little bit. Uh, I'm a more of a privacy advocate at the moment. But back in the time, it seemed very crucial to to be able to track illicit transactions on Bitcoin blockchain, etc. Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's some real deep work that you're doing. Deep, deep work.
I,
So tell us about what you're running for and why are you running now?
it's kind of I don't know, just intuitive feeling that it was that the timing was right. Uh, just I was following near in general for a couple of years already. I've been involved with Cypherpunk Guild, Human Guild. We did all the hackathons as well. So and it was a very interesting journey, like highs, lows, and all kind of emotional stuff happening in the community. But now I feel like the vision is super clear, and the moment probably has come to improve and to act on this vision. Uh, that's why I just thought I would give it a chance to to see if I can contribute.
So tell us what how come
Council
you
of
run?
Advisors seems,
Okay.
yeah, Council of Advisors seems like the best option because I'm more of like first principle expert, not a networking biz dev kind of guy. So House of Merits, I think it's more about like communicating with the grassroots communities. And Council of Advisor more theoretical uh, in a sense. And of course, transparency commission is a good idea, but yeah, for a forensics background. But I don't feel like I can dive into this hole again. I mean, too much of attention. It will require a really paranoid attitude. And my family wouldn't appreciate the consequences, I think.
A
So
lot of
council
investigative
advisor.
work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, in thinking about, this opportunity for this V1 governance, right? Like, this is a historic moment within the ecosystem and just in general. Do you truly believe that decentralized governance is possible?
It's a real question. Uh, so I truly believe that it is our goal. That's it. And I have my thoughts on the human condition in general, but I'm optimist, and I feel like all people can align themselves eventually. Um, so uh, I see a lot of progress on the theoretical side of things as well. Like science gives lots of answers, specifically like game theory makes a lot of questions obsolete. And yeah, I do believe we can build a kind of decentralized governance, like eventually united Earth, some Gaia style ending for humanity. But what we do right now is we're running an experiment.
Mm.
And I hope we will learn. Uh, I don't think it's possible to engineer something of this scale and complexity uh, because it involves like human brains interacting with each other, the most complex object in the universe, uh, as far as we know. So I think it's a good idea to start iterating as fast as you can. Like also my startup gut feeling tells that's the best approach, just to like trial and error, also scientific method. And thinks it's the only way. I think it's the only way to actually achieve some kind of governance, which should be improved a lot over time, of course.
Yeah, I think your point about the human brain and the human experience, right, being the most complex and trying to navigate the waters of this new governance,
Mm.
yeah, will reveal itself, right? So thinking about, you running for this seat in Council of Advisors, how are you going to be able to ensure that there's an equal opportunity across the board for everyone within the ecosystem?
So it's also very complex question. Like to my mind, I kind of stand on the libertarian standpoint, and I believe that every kind of opinion mm, should matter and should be shared across community. And it's like it's freedom of speech principle. Yeah. Uh, Also, all the human rights, I agree on. That's one of side of the things. And then the other side is how we actually execute this kind of vision, where we just know what values we have, and it actually depends on the people executing this and creating policies. So yeah, uh, what I would try to do is just to be present at all the meetings, at least making them transparent and public, because that's the only way how you can start building up any trust to governance, like making it transparent. In my opinion, it's the the only solution to lots of like corruption and conflict of interest issues. And also, it makes things easier for transparency commission work. So yeah, my contribution would probably be like being involved, being a watchdog for others in the community, and making sure we don't like compromise on basic values ever. Uh,
Yeah, I love that. When you talk about transparency, right? Because it's one of the core pillars, just of the ecosystem at large, right? Open source,
should be, yes.
transparency, exactly. So, I think that that's a powerful position to have, right? So, thinking about your
For sure.
experience as you entered into the ecosystem, you transitioned from this forensic background, and then you went deep diving into the crypto world and landed into Web3 within Near. You've probably experienced a plethora of different types of communities, right? And so giving Near a grade, right? Break down the good, the bad, the ugly of the ecosystem on your journey.
So Um, actually, yeah, I've met lots of people on my journey, and Near is a really interesting community. So it's kind of separated in clusters, as I feel it right now. So some kind of echo chambers, I can feel them exist, and they don't communicate much, in my opinion. That's the issue, but it always happens. Like it's natural in any community. And then, if I could judge specific people, I met lots of like talent and really dedicated people with the same values, and starting from the cypherpunk guild, like Eugene, the Dream. He's the real guy and like motivates me a lot. Likewise, Ilya, Black Dragon, Alex Shevchenko, like lots of brilliant engineers. And for me, that was the promise of the near community, like the foundational layer. And then later on, I started to, like an hour discussing elections, I started to interact with lots of different communities uh, on year. And I see the overall mm, good vibe, I would say so. so, so, in my opinion, near that's just fine. Like it doesn't feel toxic too much. Sometimes it could, but there is always a person or a moderator who is like super sweet and nice, mm, and is willing to interrupt some toxic communication. Maybe I have not seen all echo chambers, but that's my pick.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, a positive experience is one that, we all desire to have. And so it's good to hear that your feedback has been truly positive within your journey, right? So, Ilya,
Yeah, from engineering standpoint, near is like the best place. Like the googliness level is very high.
yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, thinking about fast forward, the election is over, you get the seat, right? You win the seat, you're in the body. What do you hope to accomplish? What does success look like for you in this first term of V1 governments? So
Oh,
6 months down the
actually,
line, you're thinking about, what success looks like for you in the role.
so I actually have an agenda for the short term. So my goal would be to build up the new voting system, which will be anonymous using zero knowledge proofs, where people could recast their votes also in anonymous manner before the voting ends. And I would make also KYC process more transparent and also ZKP enabled, so people don't have to share actually their identity to cast a vote. These kinds of improvements I could bring to the table. And yeah, during the next hackathon, probably I'll show the prototypes. And the second part is I think it makes sense to build a kind of web of trust inside the near ecosystem where people can attest who they know in person, for example. And this kind of social graph could replace any other KYC requirements and will make community also civil resistant to bots because you always know someone who is responsible for encouraging this account. Uh, so yeah, I'm pro. That would be the start for a reputation system in general, some simple use case, and yeah, and anonymous voting because current system I think is a little bit rigged because of the transparency. Yeah, in some cases, transparency hurts. Actually, for election, it hurts because voters start to judge others for the votes they casted, and they see on chain. They break personal borders. That makes also it's game theoretically proven that elections should run anonymously, because of this incentive.
Yeah, that's amazing because I love that you're thinking about protection, you're thinking about identity, you're thinking about transparency for the ecosystem, and those are amazing goals for you to have that agenda going
Thanks.
into the seat, right? So, winding this thing down, you got one opportunity to let the voters know what is it, that one thing about you, why should they go to the poll and vote for you? Let them know now.
So yeah, I said in my agenda part, vote for me if you want election process and governance to be like watchdogged by the guy like me with my values. And also, yeah, I think I have technical ability to deliver uh, these kinds of improvements to our elections for the version one.
So, what's your handle, Ilya?
My handle is ILERIK like
Awesome. Awesome.
Yerik.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you. Best of luck to all the candidates. Get out and vote September 22nd. Use your voice, use your vote. It matters. This is the opportunity. The polls are open. Follow us on our NDC YouTube and NDC Twitter to stay up to date with all of the things happening in the ecosystem. And thank you again so much, Ilya, for stopping by and letting the
Thank
voters
you
know
for
your
having
story.
me, and thanks, audience. Vote,
Alrighty. Bye.
take action, guys.